And welcome back to the Underdog Jets podcast with Wayne Chrebet. And the Jets win, Wayne. It was sluggish yet again early on. The Sean Payton Bowl, Hackett Bowl, some people are calling it. And in the end, they outlasted him. Breece Hall was a stud. Quincy Williams was a stud. We'll get into some of the film and how the Jets unleashed those guys. But what were your overall thoughts from this one?
Yeah, obviously a slow start, not what we were expecting coming into the year. Defense giving up a lot of points early on, but
Yeah.
they hung in there. We're obviously going to talk about Quincy and Breece, but yeah, this is a game they needed to have. It's not easy playing in Denver, but it's a good win to get back in the win column. And I'm just kind of thinking they're 2-3 right now. With Eagles and the bye, how important that Patriot game was. If they
Huge.
could have won 3-2 going into Philly with a chance to be at 500 or above. But this is one they needed to get, and they got it, so they did what they needed to do.
Can you believe they lost to New England now, based on the last
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
With what
KC,
Belichick
they
has
would have
done.
needed. Yeah, KC, they would have needed plays at the end, but New England, they're gonna, might regret that down the road.
Oh my goodness, Belichick. They've gotten steamrolled in 2 games. It's insane. And you lose games, but you don't lose in that fashion.
Right,
That's
right, right.
utterly ridiculous. But they again slow start. Do you have a finger on maybe why they're starting so slow on both sides of the ball in every game, pretty much?
The problem I have with the defense is they talked a lot about this and that. On paper, it looks great. But one thing that's driving me nuts is these 3rd and 8s, 10s, 12s, 15s when they're running down the field, and then you got Russell Wilson, you got Mahomes just jogging down the middle of the field for 10, 15, 20 yards
Yeah.
on the quarterback scrambles. Like, this is a game plan thing. They know on 3rd and whatever, we're running man. Our DB's gonna have our back to the quarterback, and it's just stuff like that they need to get in check. But the talent is definitely there.
It's almost like they make adjustments as the game goes along, no question, but you notice what beats the Jets early, Jets defense early is what screens, counters, some of the sloppy stuff. Like if you're a curveball pitcher, anything that's
Right.
misdirection to get guys going downhill. I saw a trap even in this one. McLaughlin scored on the screen. Russell Wilson scrambling. So teams, and Sean Payton did it, tried to take advantage of the Jets' over aggressiveness, and it seems to work against them in every game. But then they slowly figure it out as the game goes along.
They I was watching, it was funny. They're like, Russell Wilson's longest scramble in the last 150 games or something like that, over 20 yards.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, something crazy, and you're thinking like they're allowing these guys to do this, but you know what? I always said I'd rather have them protecting the lead and trying to win with the offense. And Quincy Williams, he's playing like the best linebacker out there, and the way he's coming off that end, and the touchdown to seal it, the defensive touchdown, it's always going to keep them in games. And the fact that they're not giving up touchdowns inside the red zone,
Yeah.
and mostly field goals, they're only going to get better.
Yeah, I agree. And they're a bend but don't break, and they're really good in the red zone. And I would have blamed it on man because they've been playing a lot of man, and that's kind of what happened against KC because they thought they're man to man. And man to man, when you play that, you think your guys are better than the opposite guys, the offensive weapons. You want to go zone when that's not the case. And when you're a man to man, your back's going to be to the quarterback, and that's what
Right.
happens. And that's what happened here too. But even on this first scramble, it wasn't even man; it was zone incredibly. And Russell Wilson just scampers for 16.
Yeah. The in the comments, uh, Gerald Freeman Kingston asked, "Is this live?" Yeah, this is live. So
This
we
is
can see
live. Yeah.
we can see what you're saying if you have comments. But listen, they're playing Jalen Hurts this week. This
Yeah.
this guy is legit. I mean, like, Russell Wilson's kind of like past whatever he was, but with Mahomes and guys like Jalen Hurts, they need to get this in check.
Yeah.
And I'm interested how we match up with, Hurts and, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. So they're going to have to figure something out, because if they let this happen, it's not going to be close this week.
They might have to play more zone. I mean, it comes to that, but I mean, even this is the touchdown. This is the first screen, first touchdown, which was a screen, and I don't know what happened here because they didn't even blitz. So it's a 4-man rush. Let's watch it. 3-by-1 shotgun. Was this third down? I forget. 4-man rush. I mean, yeah, this can't happen. You can't miss that tackle, whoever that was, Adams or Whitehead. And that's pretty much, I think it was Adams. And that's pretty much the death. Yeah.
Surprised by the bad tackling that we've seen this year. But, you look at, like I said, the talent across the board, the young, it's just, like I said, they're not playing up to their abilities. I don't know if they're going to be the 85 Bears like they said they were going to be, but
nobody can.
We need them to pick it up. Me and Lavernia's talk, and he's usually pro defense and negative offense, and just kind of flip flop because, the question is now, if Zach plays good and smart and this and that, we'll get into that. We're thinking the defense will hold them and we'll win, but now it's like it's a question if that's the case or not.
You get into a tricky spot when you game plan around the defense and trust your defense in today's league. Yeah, like even particularly at the end of games when time's running out, it is so hard to stop the offense with these rules. So that's a tricky spot. Zach Wilson, how'd you think he played in this one?
They played good. I think Hackett put him in a better situation to succeed. Different formations, lots of motion for Zach to kind of see pre-snap reads. I was joking that Gibson, he went in motion so many times. I'd be curious to know what his steps would be in the game, because he's back and forth. And Zach, he had I had just said, like, look, the turnovers and this and that, and then, the fumble, and then the interception, whatever it was. So, the interception. So he did what he needed to do. They got the win. They got out of Denver. And that's all you can ask for.
I think people were giving out grades, and I heard a lot of C's. I'd go C+ or maybe even B- because he completed over 70% of his passes, which you want. The pick, we'll get into the pick and try to get your angle and view as a receiver against the corner. Big throw late to Conklin. We'll hit that one right now, where he legit started left and came to the right. You saw him wanting to escape the pocket, but he never did do it. Right. So that was a huge one right there. The game plan was conservative. They ran it a lot, but you can't get on anyone for that because it worked. I mean, Breece was just a beast, and you keep running it until they stop you, and Denver couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was joking. They're saying, Tiki Barber's like, Breece is this and that, but he's not like a 4-4 guy. That dude's on a 4-4-4-3. I mean, they got angles on him. He's gone. We haven't had that kind of home run threat in a long time. I mean, Curtis wasn't the kind of guy that would break 70.
Yeah.
He get you big chunks, but this kid is special, man.
Yeah, this kid could go. He can go in any play. Here's that 3rd and 8 play. I forget what it was. Started left, came back to the right. And this is encouraging because in college, his tape that I watched, there was a lot of more than one read throws. Like, he scanned the field, but not in the NFL up to this point. He hasn't had that patience. Here, left, panics, wants to escape, doesn't, strikes it. It's just a nice clutch throw right there.
Yeah, using the tight ends and, like I said, different formations. But, yeah, he looks left. He looked off the safety, which I'm not sure if that's what he was trying to do. Mm-hmm. But, he came there, put it on time. He ran when he needed to. So, this is all you need. This is all you need out of him to have a chance to win the remainder of the games. Just look at the comments. Kingston, we needed that 3 before the half. Now, we always talk that 16 seconds to run a play, get back on the ball, and spike it. You can't throw it in bounds. I don't even know if they need the yardage to get the field goal.
They didn't. They did not.
But yeah, that's coaching there. Knowing the situation, Zach wasn't in a big hurry. But as far as the first half, they hung in there enough to where they had a chance to win it in the second half.
Yeah, they did not need the yardage. That was an abject failure from Zach Wilson, from the coaches, all the way around.
What did the coaches say? What did the coaches say?
What could they? They could. Salah couldn't say anything. I mean, they just they messed up. They botched it. Wilson can't. In his mind, he thought that route was going to get to the sideline, but there was just no chance. And he underestimated the break on the DB coming up to make the tackle. So you just can't throw it there. You got to throw it away.
Sneakers, so boots. Thoughts on putting Huff as a spy like they did on the play with JJ Sack?
Not Huff.
Fumble.
Got to be Quincy or CJ.
Yeah, you want Huff coming off the end like he does.
Yeah, Huff is.
It's got to be someone in the middle of the field. It has to be someone in the middle of the field. Yeah, they have to do that. They have to start doing that, especially in certain situations.
Here's the Hall touchdown. What was that? Just a power play? I mean, blocked great. And how about EBT? I mean, second year in a row, he gets her season-ending injury in Denver. It's just a crusher.
Yeah, I mean, that's big part of, you focus on statistics and stuff like that. The O-line had improved as far as pressure on the quarterback, run blocking, all that stuff. And then that happens. I know Max Mitchell came in and Dwayne Brown's coming. That's a big loss.
Huge. He's the heart.
I know they brought in a veteran today to the complex.
Lael Collins.
So they need to bring someone in. At this point, they have to say, should we use some draft capital, bring a veteran in, or, a guy in his prime, that you can use for the next 5-10 years? I don't know. I don't know what with Dwayne Brown coming back and what's out there. But, have a tough time until they figure it out.
Yeah, I said last year he's probably the most important player to the offense. I might still Garrett and Breece have caught up to him, but I think he's the heart and soul of the team in a lot of ways, and it's a crusher. Like in him and Becton, think about Joe Douglas's draft picks. They've missed so much time. It's a crusher. It really is.
Yeah. See, Aaron Rodgers said, McAfee show, Jets have to be more aggressive in the red zone. Agreed. Yeah. Listen, our red zone, we're all field goals. We're all field goals all the time. So maybe we have to score from 70 yards out. But as far as our defense, I think we're number one. They've been in there 20 times and only 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
you're not going to win these shootouts just with field goals every drive.
Correct. The game plan and the mindset was completely different from KC, where they had millions of opportunities to throw it on first and second down, but they just didn't do it, especially in the red zone. The first and second down, they nearly exclusively ran, especially in the red zone. That third down pass to Garrett in the end zone was not a good pass by Zach. Getting him on first and second down situations, I think, will help him develop further moving on the season. But I think they played this one really close to the chest to try to get the win.
Yeah. Well, you say you get that field goal before the half. You get a field goal at the end. I'm not saying it's not as close, but it's not going to work that way. No. You have to put touchdowns on the board. You can't rely on big plays like that, or punt return for touchdown, or defensive touchdown. So it was saying, Liner, even more embarrassing than Sean Payton cannot beat the Jets backup quarterback with no Rodgers. Going to find himself on the hot seat in a 2-year or less. It could be this year, way they're playing right now. But they paid him all that money. They got to give him a chance to turn it around. But it's nice to see a guy who speaks up. There's no reason it was unwarranted to to bash Hackett like that in training camp, and karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch. Exactly. So here's Jets fans are going to want to hear your take on this one. It's the interception, 1-on-1, third and 6, third and 5, third and 6. You're in field goal range. If you kick the field goal, you go up 6. In this league, I don't like it. I mean, obviously, I do it if I don't get the third down, but I love this call. I'll take this call every time. I'd much rather try to take a shot on early downs to catch the D by surprise. But hey, you're running the ball well. You set up 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 is a great situation. So I'll take this every day of the week, 1-on-1 with their best receiver. Unfortunately, it was just not a great throw.
Yeah. Who's it running back in that game, that play?
Michael Carter.
I'm not sure why he's in there.
He's the third down back, and they use him a lot on third down, but I agree. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, keep Breece in there with the game on the line.
Yeah. So listen, this
5-man
throw
rush
needs to be on the outside.
Yes.
To give a chance to make the play.
Back
the whole
shoulder.
point for a receiver is to leave there's like a box from the sideline to the player, so they can throw it off the outside shoulder.
Gotta be right here.
Away from the DB. Yeah, it was a low throw. Great play by Surtain.
Mm-hmm.
I think Garrett tried to knock it down, but if you're going to take a shot, you'd rather that ball go out of bounds than be short. And see if he stepped. Yeah, he just.
Now I'll say this. Hopefully, the intention for Zach was they practice this, and Garrett tries to set up the back shoulder only to jump in front of him.
Dude, guy like Surtain, if he plants his outside foot and breaks on that, he's going 90 yards.
Yes,
it can't be. It's
the only reason Zach gets a 1% pass, and he doesn't get a pass, but like just a little bit of glimmer, is that Surtain really slowed down the momentum of both guys going downfield. But still, in this situation, you have to throw it so safe to this area where the cursor is, to the right side, to the sideline, that if it falls incomplete, it goes well out of bounds. And you just didn't do that. You gotta place it better.
Yeah. Quincy having an all-pro year, but please, Quincy, can you make sure the play is over before celebrating? What did he celebrate on?
I don't know. I didn't catch that one. Let's do I'll find the play on the last on the Quincy's strip sack, because Quincy, this is interesting. Like, if they're giving him free reign to do this, he left his man to go get the quarterback. I believe. I haven't watched a play since the game, but let's do it.
So look at a crossing route. Did you see the crossing route?
No, let me see. I missed. Was he wide open?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's all right. You gotta throw to the guys that can let them make plays for you. And Garrett is that guy.
Yeah, and it was a 5-man rush too. This is not an excuse, but I'm trying to get in the mind of Zach Wilson. In a 5-man rush, fringe field goal range, he doesn't want to take a sack. So in that spot, if you're Hackett, you're thinking, all right, he's just going to choose the guy, the one-on-one guy he's going to go to, and not even think about it, which is unfortunate, but that's exactly what happened there.
This is interesting here. John Hepburn. It's funny, Breece doesn't look like he's running fast, similar to Eric Dickerson. It's exactly the kind of like long, like powerful stride.
Oh, Breece, yeah.
That's interesting, because
I've a good call out.
Eric, I know him. I've watched him when I was young, and pretty similar. Like, wow, he's pulling away, but he doesn't look like he's motoring that much.
That's a good call out. Good comparison. Here's the final play. The Jets are, look at them. Second and 10, and they are showing pressure. Like, Ulbrich didn't mess around, which is something I really love. In this situation, nut crunching time, he did not mess around. It's a 5-man rush. Okay. Quincy was coming the entire time.
We'll see the other angle.
Yeah.
And as far as, like when Mahomes did on the one and went down and in the game, when he picks up Hall this fumble, score, go in the end zone. Don't go down
Absolutely.
in the game and take a knee. Go in the end zone.
No. Yeah, especially if you haven't thought about it and like you're questioning it, just score.
Yeah.
Sean Payton was saying the hot running back here is where he should have threw it because the safety was so far, either Whitehead or Adams, to go get him. Yeah, it was just a 5-man rush, cover one. That's crazy.
Good. I guess maybe he was celebrating the.
All right, let's see. Here's Quincy on the edge. Mosley B-gap drops, which you knew was going to happen, and Denver's O-line just did not adjust. Okay, so hey, maybe he did the ball don't go out of bounds dance right there.
Here's the one, Barney Miller.
Barney Miller
sounds made up. League leader in pressures per snaps, I believe. Yeah, he comes off the end, dude. He's young, right, Huff? He's a good player. I know he's not in there as much, but him and Jermaine Johnson on the other side and Quincy coming off the end.
Yep.
And they're rotating these guys. So they're fresh. Yeah, Huff's a good player.
They got to get Huff more time in the base too. Like he's just coming in on pass rushing downs. They could use him in run defense and base. How great is he at that? It's up in the air, but I'd love to see him get a shot there.
There you go, Kingston. Quincy has been more valuable than his brother so far. I mean, Quinton is just doing what we expect him to do, which is play great,
right,
and hold, be double teamed and stuff like that. But Quincy, I mean, we knew he's an athletic kid, good player. But he's stepped it up this year to the next level. I guess he saw his brother get $100 million, and he's looking for that. Another guy, Joe Douglas finds from Detroit, brings him in, and look what he's turned into.
Yeah, I don't know. He might have been with the Jags before but he was on the scrap heap, and they brought him in. I remember when they got him 2 years ago, before anyone knew him. You're like, look at this kid making plays.
Yeah.
I was like, who? Quincy? And look at him. He's going to be a Pro Bowler right now. If the season ended today, he's a Pro Bowler, which is incredible.
His Huff has 25 pressures and 112 snaps.
That's incredible too.
So Micah Parsons 35 and 225 snaps.
Wow. And
he's getting in there.
For folks on the screen, this is a 1st and 10. First and 10, just little in cut to Lazard. Lazard had a couple nice catches in this game too.
Yeah, they're starting to work a good little rapport, him and Zach.
Yeah. Yeah, Rivka. Quincy was picked up for waivers from Jacksonville. Yeah, good find by Joe, man. I never thought he'd reach this level.
Yeah, he's athletic, but like I said, and like with Huff, they're using him in situationally when they're just like, just go get the quarterback,
Mm-hmm. The thing with Quincy that surprised me most is his pass coverage.
Right.
He is freaky fast as a linebacker. But what we saw from his pass coverage the last 2 years, especially 2 years ago, just wasn't. You like shook your head like, oh man, Quan better get in there on the sub package passing down. But this year, forget about it. He's locked down.
Hey, Rivka board says in trade Lawson, if at all possible. Is Lawson hurt or just not doing anything?
Lawson was his turn to be inactive, so he didn't even dress this last game. They have 10 D linemen, so they usually dress 9. Al Woods was inactive 1 week, McDonald was inactive 1 week, and then Lawson was inactive this past week. Did Al Woods dress? I'm sure he did if Lawson was inactive, but they got a lot of guys. They have a lot of guys there.
Lionheart, AVT's massive. Loss is massive. Can the Jets depend on long term? I hope he can recover. Listen, I said this about Aaron. Achilles thing is a freak thing. There's no amount of lifting or stretching or nutrition that can stop. If that's going to happen, that's going to happen. It's just a weird way the body goes. And I know he got hurt last year, but it's not a situation like with Micaiah, like, if he could keep his weight down or this and that, his stage. It's not like that. AVT's put together in a different way. So yeah, I can't, you say, he'll play hurt, he's in great shape. So yeah, I think they could depend on him long term. Because like I said, those things are unavoidable.
Just let's come up with a new rule. Let's take the NBA's maintenance days in NFL and just give AVT a maintenance day if they ever play in Denver moving forward. Right. That's it. People are reminding me Al Woods got the safety. Yes, Al Woods did get the safety on Russell Wilson. Bad call by me. So he did indeed dress.
You're supposed to know this stuff.
Hey,
counting on you.
Brain cells have diminished in the past decade or two.
This guy, hey Wayne, my grandfather sends regards. I think your name was the first one he taught me when I was a kid.
Interesting.
You feel old based on that one?
Wayne, what did you think about the comments by Evan Neal? Did we talk about this last week? I don't know if we did. About Giants fans being bandwagons fans and calling them out. He was getting criticized, and a reporter asked him, "What do you think?" And he said, "A lion never compares himself to sheep," and basically called out fans for flipping burgers and hot dogs. Why would I care about what they think?
This is good because I said this.
I don't think the dog is an Evan Neal fan.
She wants to laugh. Yeah, listen. What's the easiest thing to do to like completely lose a fan base? And that's it. It's to badmouth the fans, or diehard fans that come spend their hard-earned money to go watch you play. And not only do you play crappy, and then you bash them. In New York, that guy will be booed. Right? There's nothing he can do to recover from that.
No, that's the fastest way to get a ticket out of town.
Yeah. Oh man, listen. Once New York fans have it in for you, I think the guy from the Mets too with the thumbs down and all that stuff. Telling to boo us more. That's not smart, man. Not in New York.
No, a little announcer question. NY Jets, Florida. Who is more annoying, Nance Tony Romo or Tirico Collinsworth? Can't take either one. I don't mind Romo. I know Wayne has a different take. Romo gets on his nerves at times. Tirico is just whatever. I do miss Al Michaels. I liked Al Michaels a lot.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Can I take Nance and Tirico? Can we take that?
We can do that. What about Collinsworth? How do you feel about Collinsworth?
Listen, Collinsworth, my first game in 1995 at Miami, they did the production meeting before. Yeah. And we're talking, I'm just, I'm happy, and I'm starting. This is a big thing. And he just says, I dropped the first pass ever thrown to me. And I was like, well, now you got me thinking about it. Like, why did you say that? He had some great calls of mine early on. So, I don't mind him either way, but he had some good calls of mine early on that I hear on the YouTube and stuff like that. But I don't know, Romo's not for me. Romo just not my kind of guy.
Yeah, Nance. I like Nance. Nance is great. Golf, Hello Friends, the Masters. I like Nance. But I do miss Michaels. Thursday night.
Bob with Susan all day.
With shoes is great.
My guy. And I can't think of more. Remember Dennis Miller when he did the.
Yeah, for one or two seasons, and it'll always come back to me. Arnold saying, guaranteeing the Jets will come back and win, and talking about you specifically.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I like Nance, Tirico, and Collinsworth, and Romo's fourth.
Can we get Summerall and Madden back? No, those were the days.
Yeah, Madden and Summerall. Summerall, yeah.
I mean, Madden and Summerall doing the NFC, and then we had Dick Enberg and who the hell else? Maybe Collinsworth.
like Dan Fouts and
Dan Fouts. Yeah, you're right. Dan, he was in the booth with Dennis Miller and Al Michaels
yeah,
on
Al
Monday night.
Michaels.
Yep, for the Monday Night Miracle. All
Uh,
right, folks, a couple minutes left. Get your last comments in. Use discount code 80, Jets X Factor, and do us a huge favor and share this video, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, and rate and review on iTunes. Let's see here. I remember Howard Cosell. This one's before my day for sure. Howard Cosell.
was Merlin Olsen?
Yes, Merlin Olsen was with Dick
Looking at
Enberg,
this, yeah.
I think.
Howard Cosell.
Good call with Olsen.
Yeah, I'm looking on here. Burkhart. Is it Burkhart and Olsen is the best?
Oh, whoa. Okay, so right now it's Burkhart, who came from SNY. Remember the dude in SNY who was the field announcer like 5-10 years ago for the Mets?
No. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, and now he's built himself up to be the number one Fox play-by-play guy. He's incredible. And then Greg Olsen, the tight end, Jersey kid, is his
okay, I thought that was Sorry, I said Merlin Olsen.
No, but you're right. Merlin used to be in the same spot just back in the day.
I saw Cosell and then Olsen. I'm looking all up. Ian Eagle is the man.
Oh yeah, Ian Eagle's great too. Yeah.
Yeah. I love listening to Marty Lyons and Wasuza.
Yeah.
Marty did my games at Hofstra.
I did not know that. Wow.
He did. We were on Sports Channel every game, and he and Carl Reuter did all my home games. And so I knew Marty going in. He knew my family and just had said to my parents at the end of the season, like, I think Wayne can play in the league if he gets the right opportunity. So
wow. I did not know that. Marty Lyons.
I love Marty. But well, good. Hopefully this time next week we are talking about being 500 at the bye, getting healthy. It's going to take a perfect game, but you never know. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. We'll close down this. And the Eagles, the only franchise the Jets have never beaten in their history.
Yeah.
Never.
First time for everything.
First time for everything. David D will end it on this. David D says, I own one Jets jersey. Wayne Chrebet. I think it's a number 80, not a number 3. I'll put it on
awesome.
Put it on the line right there.
Awesome.
All right, folks. We'll catch you next week.